The dawn of Ukrainian history dates back to the Kyivan Rus, with the capital city of Kyiv. Following the invasion of the Golden Horde, after the mid-14th century, Ukraine has fallen under the rule of multiple neighboring countries. While Ukraine had been mostly occupied, Moscow state became a powerful enemy. However, many Ukrainians became Kozaks, formed a state on part of the territory, and built a powerful volunteer army. Soon, Ukraine found itself divided between the Russian Empire and Habsburg, Austria. But the spirit of the Kozaks remained as Ukrainians fought for their independence, which they finally gained in 1918. Then, Russian Bolsheviks installed their government using military force. Ukraine became the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. To suppress Ukrainians, the new government conducted a mass confiscation of food in Ukraine, known as Holodomor. Millions of Ukrainians were starved to death. Despite remaining an oppressed colony within the Soviet Union, Ukrainian nation has survived and outlived the Union itself. And in 1991, Ukraine has declared its official independence again. In 2004, the Orange Revolution took place. Hundreds of thousands of peaceful protesters rose up against frauds caused by a pro-Russian lobby during the presidential elections. Despite some progress, political pressure within Ukraine and strong Russian influence continued as Ukraine suffered economic stagnation. Fast forward to 2013. The pro-Russian president Yanukovych refused to sign the European Association Agreement, which has led to statewide peaceful protests called Euromaidan. The government attempted to violently shut down the protests, but the nation didn't give up. The protest turned into the Revolution of Dignity. Revolution supporters were threatened, persecuted, and killed by the government. Riot police and thugs killed more than 100 protesters. President Viktor Yanukovych and his cronies escaped. An interim government was formed in Ukraine. The new presidential elections were scheduled for May 2014, followed by the parliamentary elections in the fall. In the meantime, Russia has started its special operation to annex Crimea. On February 27, Russian troops occupied the peninsula. On March 16, the new pro-Russian local government conducted an illegal referendum. 2 days later, Russia has formally incorporated Crimea as its two federal subjects. Many of the resisting Crimean Tatars and Ukrainians have been captured and imprisoned or killed. More than 100 people became political prisoners. Meanwhile, Russia has also instigated and sponsored anti-government protests in the eastern part of Ukraine. Spring of 2014, Russia-backed separatists and Russian regular troops attempted to occupy the whole southeastern Ukraine. Ukrainian armed forces fought back, stopping the Russia-backed separatists and Russian regular army from occupying the whole region. On September 5, 2014, Minsk Agreement has been signed between Ukraine, Russia, and the two separatist republics. It implemented an immediate ceasefire, which has then failed. Over 13,000 people have been killed to date. Despite Crimea annexation and the war in the Donbas region, the conflict has directly affected less than 10% of Ukraine's territory. The rest of the country remains safe and open to tourists. Today, Ukraine's IT industry and agricultural sector are booming as the country advances towards European integration.